You guys, this is a big night for us in my life, and you guys get to witness it. This is a big deal. So we're excited that you guys are all here. Hold on, we got some more people coming in.
How many people are going to be in?
A lot, probably.
I don't know. Well, we've had 22 people have joined over the last 5 days. I'm imagining somewhere around 40 or something people will be on it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We got a few more people coming in. Come on in. Hey babe, do me a favor, and as people are coming in, keep letting them in, and I'm going to go ahead and start talking so we can kick this party off. You guys, I'm so excited for this night. As many of you know, this is so outside of the comfort zone of my husband to be doing network marketing, and he has just made me prouder beyond proud every single day that he has jumped into this whole network marketing journey with IM, and he's so excited about it. And the other night he said to me, hey, I'm going to do a team training. I'm like, okay, what does that look like? He's like, on Zoom. I'm like, on Zoom with like more than one person? He's like, yep, I'm going to open up to the whole team. I'm like, oh my God, this is happening. This is really happening. You guys, this guy is an incredible trainer. And for those of you that have trained one-on-one with him, he's amazing. He's incredibly detail oriented. He will give you his heart. If he could take it out of his chest and give it to you, he'll be the first one to show up to help you when you need something. He'll be there for you every time you ask. He's just not the type of person to say, hey, everybody, let me help you. He's going to wait for you to come ask him for help. So for him to do this is a big deal. And that's because he's extremely happy about the results that he's been having. And he wants all you guys to have it too. So it's my honor and privilege to be able to introduce my husband to you. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about how he works. He's very analytical and he's very methodical, and he's got to go through everything. Don't interrupt him. He's been practicing really hard for you. He's been sitting in there going over his notes. He's a prep guy. So please get a notepad and a paper next to you. And when you have a question over something that he's covering, please write it down, because at the end, once he's presented everything and gone through everything, he'll open it up, and he's the guy that if the Girl Scout cookies come to the door, he buys all the cookies until they leave. And so he's going to stick around and answer every question that you guys have and answer it in great detail. And after he's taught all on trading, I'm going to be teaching on how to, for everybody to get your two and free. Who would like to have 2 and free? 2 and free, right? So that's what we're going to get, is 2 and free. All right, babe, all you sexy 10X husband. Oh my God, now I'm embarrassed.
Babe, don't you remember you're supposed to undersell and just let me over deliver? Now all right, everybody, thank you for coming on. What I'm going to go over is for those of you that joined and want to learn the trading process. And really, I mean, we're not going to get into learning how to trade. We're going to get into learning how to go through the steps so that you can get started in the right direction for those of you interested in trading versus those of you interested in building the business side and growing a team and making money from the compensation plan. And if you've been in for a while at all, you've probably done a lot of these steps. So the beginning of this might be somewhat redundant for those of you who've been in for a while. Anybody who's brand new, we are going to start kind of from the very basics in the very beginning, and then we're going to go all the way through a little bit more advanced stuff down the line, all the way to where you would have completed your academy videos and what you would do after that. So we're going to kind of cover everything in between. Some things will be in a little bit more detail. Some other things we will kind of skim over because there are other resources that already go over the parts that I'll be skimming, and they probably are doing it or have already done it better than me. So I'm just going to show you where those resources are. I'm going to start. Let me share my screen here. So when everybody joins, we like to send everybody a getting started welcome message. And just recently, just this week, that message and the way you access the content in the message just recently changed. This morning, our team upline did a training on how to go through the steps of these new getting started steps. And so that recording will be out soon. If it's not out already, it'll probably be out by tomorrow. And it will give you a more detailed explanation on how to onboard a person, how to go through these steps that I'm going to show you that you're going to see on my screen in just a moment. Okay, what part didn't anyone hear? Okay.
We're all good, Jim.
All right, let's see. Which screen are you guys seeing?
The one I'm new.
The one website?
It says I'm new. New referrals.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no green box around it. It's throwing me off.
Because
Okay.
it's because you're sharing the entire desktop. That's okay.
So this is the message that everyone, the new message that everyone will be getting. If you're super new, you may have gotten this message in the last few days. And so one of the very first things it says up here, obviously, welcome to the team. And then it's telling you that this is a link where you can go for the new partner orientation. Okay. So what we've done here is we've already got that link up here. And we have a few links here. The very first one says new referral partner fast start. Okay, this is a link that you would go to if you wanted to start referring people. That's what referral partner means. Okay, and you know, any one of us can be a referral partner. We don't have to be in this for the point of building a big network. You know, maybe we just want our subscription for free, and if we want that, we want to know how to talk to people, how to introduce this to people, what to say to people that will, you know, make them be interested, so that you can introduce this opportunity to somebody, have them be a customer, and if you get 2 customers, you get your subscription for free. So that's what the referral partner link is for. Anybody who got started in this, who's interested in the DeLorean software, which I don't really promote that at the beginning, so I don't think anybody, this would apply to anybody on this team, but anybody who's interested in learning DeLorean could go through this DeLorean Fast Start. Same thing with HFX. HFX is a certain style of trading within IM, and if you wanted to go through the Fast Start steps, you would just click there on HFX Fast Start. What I really want to focus on is the FRX Fast Start. Okay, any one of these links that you click on is going to take you to what's called Telegram. For anybody who's not familiar with Telegram is a communication platform that allows you know, whoever's running it to communicate to you and to us. And so when we click on that, it's going to prompt us to open Telegram. Okay, so Telegram is an app that you can download for a Mac, for PC, for Android, for iPhone. So we definitely recommend that you have that so you can access all these Telegram rooms and chats. So as you can see over here on the left, I have lots of Telegram things, and it might look confusing for you, but the only one that we're focusing on is the link that I clicked, which is right here, new FRX, FR Student Fast Start, okay? And if you go in here, it's kind of like a text thread. You can scroll up and you can see what activity has been there. But really, the only thing you need to focus on as a new person is up here at the top, what's called the pinned message. So when I click on that, it's just the message that's most important for the new people, that what they need to focus on. And the most important thing in here to note is that there is a Google Doc. When I click that, it'll open up in my browser. And these steps kind of walk you through, hey, you're brand new, you don't know anything, you just signed up for this thing, what do you do, right? So it's going to go through how to access your various websites that come with your subscription. There's really 2 kinds of websites. There's your back office, where you manage your account, manage your subscriptions, potentially upgrade to other add-ons and so forth. And then there's your training website, where you go and you access the academy, you access the education, the videos, the educators, the software tools, and so forth. So I'm not going to go into all of these links, okay? But this is where you would go if you're a new person and you're interested in Forex and you're interested in trading and you want to learn how to access all the things that you're paying for, this is where it's going to be. And all these videos are good. I'm actually going to go into what a few of these videos cover in just a little bit. But if you ever want to go back and see either a different version, maybe a more detailed version than what I'm going to show you later today, you can come back to this link, to this document, and look at these videos. Also, the video that we're doing today, we're going to have this recorded for a long time to come. So it's just going to be a resource that we can, you can always have access to come back and look at and replay and maybe take notes or whatnot. And also, if you have new members on your team, you'll always be able to reference this video for them. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the original link that's in the welcome message. So we talked about what these 4 things are up here. And then the last thing down here is not a Telegram link. This is a link to our official Facebook group. So when I click that, it'll open up Facebook and it'll take me right into the Freedom Revolution members only. Let me just kind of explain what Freedom Revolution is for those that don't know. The company that we're all a part of is called IM Mastery Academy, right? That's where we're going to learn all the tools and tricks for trading. Freedom Revolution is the team, the organization that we're a part of. Now, I joined this organization just a little over 6 months ago because the people that head up the organization, their names are Greg and Melanie Greenow. They're really big leaders in the network marketing industry. They've made millions and millions of dollars. And we actually met them in the very first company that we were a part of about 12 or 13 years ago, where we were both top earners in that company. We each had earned over $1 million each, meaning Darla and I and Greg and Melanie each together, we had each earned over $1 million and were recognized as top earners in that company. And that company went away and we went our own way, they went their own way, and here we are kind of joined up again 6 months ago. Like I said, I sought them out and joined their team because they have great integrity. They're known for great systems of training. And that's basically what I'm going through here is their systems that they've already created for us. And so that's what Freedom Revolution means, just so that you don't get confused on why you see some things called Freedom Revolution, Freedom Rev, FR. That all means Freedom Revolution. That means that it's part of just our team, our little culture that we're creating, and our training. And it's a little bit separate from what IM Academy is. So in here, I definitely recommend, of course, that you get the Telegram that we talked about earlier. And in that Telegram, you're going to get notifications and you're going to get your phone beeping and zinging and doing whatnot. If you're the kind of person that doesn't like that, that's all right. There's ways to mute that, silence it, shut off your notifications for specific apps. But, don't not do it. Don't not get involved with Telegram because it's important to be able to be connected to the team, to be able to get information pushed to you that's important, that's pertinent to you. And the same thing can be said for the Facebook group. If some of you, you're not really into Facebook or I don't want to be in another group or whatever, just manage your notifications, but don't give up having access to what's a great tool for you. In here, in the main part of the group, you just see lots of announcements, things that have to do with, promotions that are going on with the team, events that are going on locally, which we will have soon starting, this summer when things with COVID calm down, or online events you can find in here, people being promoted, people being recognized for their efforts, people being recognized for trading, like their trading results and testimonials, lots of good information you'll find in here. But at the top, there's some important things. If you go to events under more, you're going to find mostly their online events, but there's different things in here, different trainings, different Zooms and webinars, different trading sessions. Like this group of guys here are part of the Freedom Revolution team, and they do binary options HFX trading for our team only. And they do it Monday through Thursday. They have a session in the morning and they have a session in the evening, right? And I didn't even know about that until I came in here and I looked at the events. It's pretty cool. And then we have weekly events, standing events for other things. There's a DeLorean software event in the mornings. There are Monday and Thursday night opportunity Zooms every night, every Monday and Thursday at 7. You know, all that information is in here. And the information's updated like daily, weekly for sure. So it's good to come in here and see what it is that's being offered. Also up here in the units is good information, more like training stuff. Definitely start here for success. This will have the information on getting started as well, kind of like in that welcome text. Okay, so that is, and this group is only for members who have signed up. And when you get added to this group or you request to be added, you'll have to be approved by an admin, so it won't be instant, but that's all right. It'll happen within a day. Okay, let me go to my notes here and just see what else I want to cover. Okay, one last thing I'll go over in the welcome message. So in the welcome message, you got the link here that we clicked on that showed us the few boxes of the different fast start links. Okay, right here it says get plugged in. So you add these things to your calendar. Right, here's the Monday and Thursday, 7 o'clock Pacific time overview that happens, you know, as a standing. There's also Saturday morning, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. That's just our training for our company, for our team. And they go over just great information, you know, how to share this with people, testimonials about trading and what this has done for, you know, people's lives. It's really inspiring. And, you know, a lot of motivational self-help stuff as well. So put these things into your calendar so you can be plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and move into what you want to get access to now that you're part of the academy. Now you want to start your training, and what do you do? So there's 2 websites that are part of the academy. The first website is really, it's your back office, and it's called IM Academy. So go to IM Academy or im.academy, im.academy, and you click on login. You put your user information in here, check this little box. Mine's gonna look a little different than most people's because I am what's called an IBO, stands for Independent Business Owner. That's an additional add-on that most of you probably don't have, and you don't have to have that. That is for somebody who wants to make money from the compensation plan and who's growing a large organization, okay? So for those of you that are not an IBO, this will all look the same, except from about right here down, from about this area down, most of this will be missing. Okay, so you're gonna have this stuff up here. But on this homepage, you can scroll down here. It tells you what your ID number is, what your username is. Tells you if your subscription's active and when it bills again. You can manage your billing information in here, okay? And then one important thing to note in here is that there's a shopping cart, as I find it. And if you came in with the Elite Pack, then you're gonna have almost everything there is that the company offers and have very little need to come into the shopping cart and add things. But if you did come in with one of the Platinum packs, with an FRX pack or a DCX pack or HFX, so forth, then there's gonna be some choices in here, things you can add on. Most of the add-ons are somewhere between $10 and $20. So it's not gonna break the bank to come in and add like 1 or 2 more tools. But this is where you would do, you would just come in here, click on one of these things, and then you would, you know, pay with your card and so forth. So later on, I'll mention about adding some things on, and this is what I'm referring to when we go there. So this is it. This is all I'm going to show you regarding your back office. The other website we would go to access your training is im.center. So same thing, you put your login credentials in here. And on that Fast Start document for the FRX student Fast Start, there was a series of video links in that Google document. All those videos really show you how to navigate through here a lot better and a lot more thorough than I'm going to show you right now. So you can always refer back to this video, like I said, or you can go to that document and you can watch a few videos that go through this in a little more detail than I'm about to, okay? But this is your home screen. And there's just some advertising on here about some other services the company offers. And then right here, it's going to tell you like what your status is, like how far you've gone through the academy. I happen to be a level 3. Honestly, I don't even know what that means, but at least I'm not a level 1. So if you, over here on the left is the menu, and academies is going to be one of the first things that you want to access. When you click on academies, depending on which pack you purchased, will determine how much stuff you have access to here, okay? But since I purchased the Elite pack, it kind of shows everything. If you purchase just the FRX pack, you might just see the FRX things. The reason we see multiple FRX things is because we have different languages. All right, this company is global. I think we're in 160 plus countries around the world. And we also, I think, have like 16 different languages that are trainers and speakers, traders and educators speaking. So that's pretty cool. FRX is the basis, the foundation of the education that you want to get, regardless of what part of trading you're really going to focus on. I find that the FRX Academy is really where you're going to get the best foundation for all of them. Even if you're going to end up doing HFX style of trading, or you're going to do DCX with cryptocurrency, I recommend definitely going through the FRX regardless. So down here, you know, it's got a handbook, and you can click on and look at that PDF document. And then all of these down here are videos, okay? And they're all named kind of like college courses, right? 101, 102, and so this is the 100 series. I'm gonna keep scrolling down here. Eventually, you'll see that it gets to the 200s. So that's a little bit more advanced. And then it goes all the way to 300s and 400s, okay? And these videos, there seems to be a lot of them, but they're really short. Most of them are under 10 minutes. A lot of them are about 5 minutes, but almost all of them are under 10 minutes. So you can really knock a good chunk of these out if you focus. But they're kind of short, so you just get them in little bite-sized pieces. I recommend that you take notes. You can pause, rewind, take notes. Make sure you get a pretty good understanding of the video, what it's talking about before you move on to the next one. You know, you might still have some questions, and you may not completely understand everything, but you know, try to get a pretty good idea of what the video was trying to convey before you move on to the next one. When you do complete a video, it'll give you a little check mark. So if you leave this, you log out, you come back the next day, it'll kind of be an indication as to where you left off. And so what we recommend for you to do is to go through all of the 100 series videos and go through all the way to the end of the 200s. Now, I'm actually pretty busy. What I do for work, I work a lot of hours. Sometimes I don't work so much. Sometimes I don't work a full 40-hour week, but sometimes I work like 60 hours. And when I actually started the academy, I was really busy at work, and I was working about 40 or 50 hours. But I still found time to carve out about an hour at night each day to watch a few videos and take my notes. And you know, I'm a TV watcher. I used to be a lot more than I am today, but I was a TV watcher, so I just took away some TV time at night, and I watched these videos instead. And so it took me about 2 weeks or so to get through all the videos to the 200s. Okay, as far as the 300s go, I mean, you're more than welcome to do them. But what I recommend is once you get to the 200s, you start trying to apply and understand a little better what you've learned through the 100s and 200s before you really start getting into the 300s. Once you get into the 3s and even 4s, it's really advanced stuff. So if you just plow through all these videos all the way to the end, it's just going to be a lot of information. You're not going to retain it all. And then when you start trying to finally apply it after the 400s, you will have lost a lot of the information in here. So what I recommend is after the 200s, you're going to do some of the other steps that I'm going to point out here. And it's really going to help lock in and solidify what you've learned so far. Then at your own pace, if you want, once you're comfortable, you can keep on going with the 300s and 400s. As you can see for me, I've done the 300s, but I haven't even done the 400s. So it's definitely not a prerequisite to be able to trade because I've been trading for about 6 months now, and I haven't even done the 400s. And I started trading before I even did the 300s. But I went ahead and started adding some of the 300 videos and knowledge as I was going. And another thing you can do here is just kind of use these videos as a resource based on the names of the videos. So if you start hearing an educator talk about Bollinger Bands, right? You can come look for videos that have to do with Bollinger Bands. And you know, even if you haven't watched all the 300s, you can come specifically to this video and watch it for Bollinger Bands, okay? So definitely will recommend stop at 200 and start going to these steps that I'm going to show you now. So over here on the left, we have what is called Go Live, which is where all of the education and the educators and their schedules and their recorded videos and their live videos, they all live here. And then there's also strategies. So a few things you get as part of IM Academy is you get these foundational videos, okay, the Academy videos. You get live educators that come on at certain times and they share with you knowledge and understanding and education on the markets and how to trade. And then they actually live trade, okay? They'll have actual live trading sessions where once you're comfortable with trading, you can just copy exactly what they're doing. And you can do that with a demo account with fake money until you're comfortable enough to do it and comfortable enough to do it with your real money. And then the other thing you get with the IM Academy is some software tools, which is under the strategies. I think there's 14 different softwares and apps that you can use that help you with trade ideas. Some of these things actually send you exact trade setups on how to trade, where to get into the market, where to get out, where to take a profit, where to set stop loss, things like that. And you know, and that's great value what you're getting with part of the academy. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the Go Live area. And the Go Live area is got a couple different ways that you can sort through the different educators. So this particular part at the top shows you the top educators for the week. Okay, so this particular Kim Torres, she had 68,000 views, so she's first. And then goes down to here, and this guy was in 5th place. Notice that tells you what kind of educator they are. So HFX, FRX, and so 4 of the top 5 are HFX. There's a really big shift in momentum going towards the HFX right now. A lot of people really like that style of trading. We'll go over a little bit more of that right now. So if you click any one of them, it's going to take you to their actual channel, almost like a television channel. Now, Matt is not on right now at the moment. So, you know, it says not live at the moment. But what you can do is if you scroll down, you can see all of his recorded sessions here. And then if you click on favorites, it narrows down all the recordings to just the certain ones that he really liked. So if you like Matt Thayer, or you want to learn about Matt Thayer, you want to learn about Matt's trading strategies, or anybody for that matter, what you want to do is you want to come to their favorites, because this is where they put the information that sums up their strategy that they think is the best. And so if you want to learn somebody's strategy, you go to their favorites and you go through all their favorites, okay? So I'm going to back out of here and go back, okay? So when you click on any one of these faces, that's what you're going to get. What you can also do is you can scroll down, and if you click FRX, you're going to see a list of all the educators that train FRX. If you click HFX, you're going to see a list of all the educators that train HFX. Same thing with DCX. ECX is e-commerce, which I'm not going to get into right now. I'm only going to get into things that pertain to trading. For those of you that don't know, we do offer also an e-commerce academy and e-commerce training for how to open up your own online store through Shopify. But these are the 3 that I'll focus on. So for instance, if I click DCX, it's going to show me all the educators that train on cryptocurrency or digital currency. Okay, you can scroll down here. It tells you that the times, the days, the time zones that they're in. Okay, and if you were to click on any one of their names, it's going to give us that option again to where they're not on live now, but we could go to like their favorite sessions. Okay, so I'm going to back out of here. So we had clicked on HFX, but what I'm doing is I'm going to click on FRX, since that's really the bulk of what the Academy is about. And in here, we got a lot more educators. You scroll down and just see all these names and all their times there. And then actually we're looking at advanced, the advanced times and the advanced educators. If we click on basics, we're going to get a different list of educators and a different list of times. And then if we click on live analysis, we're also going to get some different information. So just be aware of these tabs, that each one of these tabs has more information under it. So that is one of the ways to sort through how to view educators. And then there's one more way. So back to this screen under Go Live, if you scroll down, these are the different software strategies that the company has. So if you were to click on any one of these software strategies, I'm going to click on DeLorean because it seems to be like the most popular one in our group. It's actually the one that I started with. If I click on DeLorean, it's going to show me only the educators that teach the DeLorean strategy. So in this instance, there's 4 of them, okay? And actually, this guy right here, Patrick Kenny and Tyrone Foster, are the co-creators of the DeLorean strategy. And, you know, and they, along with the other 2 guys, are the ones that teach the strategy. For this DeLorean strategy, if you click on Patrick Kenny's name, he's actually got a boot camp in his favorites. So I'll click on his favorites. And then if you can see here, there is DeLorean Bootcamp Day 1. Each one of these bootcamp days is about an hour, and he's got 5 of them. So if you wanted to learn Patrick's style and you wanted to learn about DeLorean, you would want to come in here and you would want to get the bootcamp done first, and then you would want to come look at Patrick's schedule after you did the bootcamp, and you would want to get on his live sessions. Now, he actually happens to come on at 6 a.m. Pacific, okay? And the DeLorean strategy in general works from, I think it's 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Pacific, okay? So if you're on the East Coast, you can translate that. But if you're available during that time, and that's a time when you can be alert and awake and pay attention and be in front of your computer, then DeLorean will work for you. But if that's not a time when you can trade or you can watch training or live videos, then DeLorean is going to be for you. That's okay. We got tons of other content that can be for you. But just be mindful of when they do come on, because you don't want to start getting into a strategy or getting into an educator that once they go on their live sessions that you're really not going to be able to watch. Okay? So I'm going to back out of here. So what you want to do, just to kind of recap, is after you're done with your 200s, you want to find an educator and a strategy that you're going to focus on. Now, well, how do you choose? There's so many. There's a couple ways to do it. I mean, you can just poke around and watch some recorded sessions. You can go and just see who's on live at the moment. And eventually, you know, you might find someone that piques your interest, somebody who kind of speaks your language and so forth. Another way to do it is just to kind of go with the recommendation. So for me, I started with DeLorean. I'm not a morning person, but I made myself be a morning person. You know, my wake up time is like 8 a.m. But I started getting up at 6 a.m. to watch Patrick Kenny sessions after I did his boot camp. And then I wanted to have more DeLorean content. So I actually was getting on at 6 a.m. with Patrick. And then I found out if I can get up 1 hour earlier, I could be on at 5 a.m. with Abel and then 6 a.m. with Patrick. So I actually was getting up at 4:45 in the morning and watching these 2 guys so I could really speed up the learning process with DeLorean. I'm not saying everybody has to do that, but that's what I was willing to do in order to learn what was recommended to me, which was DeLorean. Okay, if you join with the Elite Pack, you have access to DeLorean, and if those times work for you, I recommend it. If you join with the FRX Pack, okay, you go to FRX Harmonics, it's going to show you all of the educators that teach the harmonic scanner. Okay, this guy, Manny, he's actually the one you hear in a lot of the Academy videos. And he's been with the company a really long time. He's a great educator. If you click on Manny's name and you go to Manny's favorites, he's got a really great boot camp as well. Okay, he's got an 8-day boot camp. I'm gonna scroll down here just to find it. So I am Mastery Academy Bootcamp, course 7, course 8, and scroll down here and you can see that he's got course 1. So if you sign up with the FRX pack, I definitely recommend that you go with Harmonic. Harmonic is the flagship product of the company. It was developed by the owner, Christopher Terry, and now Manny is the lead educator for the Harmonic scanner and the Harmonic strategy. So do his bootcamp first, and then jump on his sessions, okay? And if you can't jump on his sessions with Harmonics, it's actually okay, right? You can watch all of his recorded sessions. The one good thing about the Harmonic scanner is, unlike DeLorean, you can use it 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. There's not an ideal time of day that it works or doesn't work. You can use that throughout the day or night. The Manny sessions happen to be at 7 in the morning, but if that doesn't work for you, that's okay. You can still use the Harmonic scanner, and you can still watch his recorded sessions, and then just apply what you learn when the time is right for you and when you're available to trade and use the Harmonic scanner. Okay, so that's how you want to kind of work on finding an educator, finding some lifetimes, looking at their favorites, and figuring out what you want to do after you've completed your videos. The last thing we're going to check out is that we're going to go back to the im.center. And so we've gone over to the Academy, and we've gone over the Go Live educators and their favorite sessions and how to figure out what they teach. And the last thing I'm going to go over is the strategies. So the strategies, again, are the software tools that scan the market for trade ideas and give you trade ideas. So scroll down to here. So it's going to show you what the strategies are for FRX, and that's all of these, okay, plus these phone apps here. And then if I click HFX, there's a few there, and then DCX, there's a couple there, and another phone app. So these ones that have phone apps, you can literally go to the App Store for your Android or iPhone, download the app, log in with your credentials, and you have access to that app. If you paid for the FRX pack, you can get the swipe trades. I think it's an add-on. If you have the Elite pack, you automatically have access to swipe trades. It basically just sends you exact trade setups to your phone. I don't use it. I don't prefer it. I don't think I haven't had great as luck with it as some of the other things. So I just focus on what I like and what I'm having results with. Gold Cup is actually an upgrade add-on. I think it's like $14, I think. And then DCX, I have the Swipecoin app. I use it all the time. I'm actually in a Bitcoin trade right now that's still open. I was in a Ripple trade earlier today that hit all the 3 take profit points that the educators suggested to do the Swipecoin app, so that was great. So back here under FRX, if you have the Elite pack, all of these are lit up. That means they're available. If you have just the FRX pack, you have access to the Harmonics, and these are probably gray, I think. And so when you select each one, it gives you a little recap of description of what it is down here. And then if you actually want to open it, you do then click here. So I'm going to open up the Harmonic scanner, and all these different scanners and strategies, they are similar and they are different. The similar meaning they all will come up with a chart and then trade ideas on the right hand side. Let's get this to load here, just a minute. Let's see, refresh. Okay, so this is what it looks like for the Harmonic tool. But basically here, it's giving you trade ideas, over here on the right, it's telling you a currency pair and which type of formation this is making. And then it tells you the parameters here. It tells you the entry price, tells you your stop loss, tells you your take profit point, actually gives you 3 take profit points. And if I go over here on the right and I just click a different pair, it's also going to tell me which pair it is, what type of shape it is, and then different entry points, exit points, and so forth. And right here, I'm looking at the 15-minute time frame. If I click the 30-minute time frame, it's going to show me some different ideas. Okay, so this is looking at the harmonic scanner. So I'm going to go out of here, and I'm going to click the DeLorean scanner. So I click here. It's going to pull up a chart again with trade ideas on the right. And so this one is different, you know, it looks different, but it's still got the trade ideas here and it's got a chart here. What the difference is here is it doesn't tell you exactly where to get in and where take profit is, but you learn that when you take the DeLorean Bootcamp with Patrick Kenny. And let's just look at one more. So with pivots, when you open pivots, it opens up another chart. With some more trade ideas on the right here. So each time you click one of these trade ideas, it's going to show you the new chart that applies to those trade ideas. I personally have never used pivots, so I can't tell you what all these things mean. And I know that a lot of this stuff looks intimidating, all these lines and colors and so forth, but trust me, once you start getting with the educators that teach this stuff, they break it down for you, especially in their favorite sessions. And then, you know, you can impress your friends. The way you look at these charts and understand and read them and manipulate them and so forth, you'd be surprised. So that's what you have here under the software tools. Now, these are all these tools and all the software ideas, all the trade ideas that are presented. They're just ideas. They're not 100% solid, surefire wins, right? That's what the education is for. When you look at these trade ideas that these software scanners put out, you don't take them all. You don't take each trade. What you do is you look at them all, and based on the education that you've done and what the educators have taught you, you decide which ones actually have the best probability of winning, and you take those trades. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go look at my notes here real quick. Okay. So that is all I'm going to show you about that. So for those of you that are brand new or you've just been in a little bit and you're just about to finish your videos or you've watched your videos, this is where you want to get into next, right? You want to find Go Live educators, you want to find strategies, you want to look at favorite sessions, you want to start finding live times with the trader that you're going to follow, okay? One other thing I want to cover, a couple things more before I'm done, is I want to make sure that everybody understands that all the trading, the majority of the trading will be done through the MetaTrader 4 app on your phone. And the same applies to a tablet, I mean a phone or a tablet. MetaTrader 4 is just a universal app. It's free. It's available to anybody. And you can just go into your app store for Android or Apple and you type in MetaTrader 4, you download the app, okay? And then you want to set up a demo account with that MetaTrader. I like to use, I'm going to pull up my phone real quick to see if I can share my phone.
Do you need my help, babe? Do you know how?
Okay.
All right, you got it. Yeah, that's my boy.
Okay, so the MetaTrader app looks like this here. And this is how you're going to execute all of the trades and that you execute in the academy. For FRX and DCX, there is a little bit of different way to trade with HFX and binary options. I'm not going to get into that right now. But you just download this app, and this is what it looks like when you open it. Okay. Once you have it, you're going to want to set up a demo account, and this will allow you to start practice trading. And so you go up here, and just click in this area. And you can hit add right here. And then you're going to do an open demo account. And just so that we're all on the same page, if we're all speaking the same language, I like everyone to use Hugo's Way demo account. So just start typing Hugo's Way and select this Hugo's Way demo 3. My name's already in here and stuff, but you'll add your name, phone number, email, okay? And then down here, it's going to give you some options to change. It's going to ask you to select the leverage. I recommend 1 to 500. And then the deposit amount. This is your amount of play money. Defaults to 100,000. I actually recommend doing something more realistic so that it's closer to maybe what you're going to open up when you do start trading. Now, even if you plan on doing something a lot smaller than 3,000, like 1,500 or whatnot, it only goes as low as 3,000. So I recommend doing that. And then you hit register up here. And then you'll want to take down this information. You can copy it to your clipboard and maybe paste it into a notepad in your phone or whatnot, so that if you ever get logged out of your demo account, you can log back into it with this information. Okay, and then hit done. And now what I'm looking at is my brand new demo account. I'm going to go down here. By the way, I have an iPhone, so everything I showed you is not going to be exactly the same. The interface and how it works with an Android is a little bit different. And if you go to like YouTube, how to download MetaTrader 4, how to set up Hugo's Way demo account on MetaTrader 4 for Android, you'll find perfect videos. I've seen them. I've sent them to people who have Androids, but I find it really hard for me to help people with Androids myself. So I normally will send them a resource from like YouTube, which you can do yourself just by searching the right things. When you go down here to trade, you can see here I have my $3,000. Okay, and you want to get this done. You want to get it set up, and you want to start practicing and playing around with it and entering play trades. Even right now, while we're sitting here, and I'm not following a live trader, I don't know anything about real trading yet. It's okay to just enter a trade. I'm going to hit the plus sign. And right now it's defaulted to Australian dollar, US dollar. Let's see, actually the markets are closed right now, so we're not going to be able to enter a practice trade. Actually, I'm going to add Bitcoin. So all of your regular foreign currencies that are associated to countries, they close at like 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. And so you can't trade them after that time on Friday until about that time on Sunday when they reopen again, okay? But I'm going to back out of here real quick. I'm gonna go down here to where it says quotes. These are the different currency pairs that are currently set up on my demo account. But if I wanna add more, I just hit the plus sign. And from here, I can add exotics, which are currency pairs that are not the most common ones. I can add indices, which are things like the US 30, which is like the stock market, or the S&P 500, right, which is also like an index for stocks. I can add specific stocks. I can add energy, right? So like oil would be in here. I can add metals like gold and silver. I'm going to go into cryptos just so I can do something that I can demonstrate to you right now. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is the most popular one, so I'm just going to add Bitcoin. Anytime you add one of these, it'll now permanently just show up as something you can trade. So this list now just got one longer with Bitcoin. I'm going to go back to trading, and now I'm going to enter a trade. And then, so instead of Australian dollar, US dollar up here, if I click up here, I can change it to Bitcoin. And then right here is the lot size. You learned a little bit about lot sizes in your academy if you've done it. And you'll learn more about lot sizes as you start following your live educator. I'm just going to put the smallest lot size they make, which is a 0.01. And I'm not going to enter a stop loss or a take profit, which I recommend you never leave that blank for yourself. when you're really trading on a live account. For the purposes of this demonstration, we'll leave that blank. And you can see if I was to get into a buy right now, I would just click this one. And if I was to get into a sell, I would click here. And this is the current price between buying and selling. So I'm going to go ahead and click that buy. So it's automatically put me into a trade with Bitcoin, and it's a buy, and there's my lot size. Okay. And this is just a test. So if I click here, it gives me some information about the trade. If I had entered a stop loss and a take profit point, it would show up here. If I hold down this, I get the option to modify it, or I can close it. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit close. And then this is like a confirmation screen. It didn't close yet. It's just giving me another opportunity to make sure that I do want to close. And then you can hit close again, and now it's closed. So now you can see my balance went down. And if I go here, I click on history, I can see the history. I really encourage you to do this. Even if you don't do it with Bitcoin and you do it when the markets are open, just do it with a different currency pair. But just get familiar, with using the app, with finding out where the features are and so forth. So you're not intimidated by it. I actually was when I first started. I went on to Patrick Kenny's session. I did the boot camp. I did all the academy videos. I downloaded my MetaTrader. I had my demo account set up. I had everything ready to go. And on his first session, he called a trade, and I just sat there like a deer in the headlights. I'm like, well, what do I do? I don't want to mess it up. And I didn't enter a trade. And it wasn't until the second day, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm silly. I mean, it's a demo account. That's what it's for. So once I started entering trades on the second day, then it was like crazy. I had like 10 trades open at once just so I could practice. But I definitely encourage you to get that done and out of the way so you can get over the hump and not be intimidated by it. And then for, like I said, anybody with an Android, or even, if you have an iPhone and you want more detail on setting up and using the MetaTrader 4 app, please just, find a good, useful YouTube video that's kind of recent with lots of views, and it'll be fine for you. One thing I want to touch on about MetaTrader and is that they do make an app for a PC. It's actually MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5. I don't really recommend it. And, most of the educators, people that have made millions, they're doing it from their phone or tablet, just like you and I. I know there's a couple videos in the academy that do reference the MetaTrader app on a PC. But it's really not necessary. And there's very few people I actually know that trade with MetaTrader on a PC. So don't feel like you need it. And if you do want it and you want to figure it out, then go right ahead. I just can't offer any support with you on that because I don't have a PC and I don't use it on a computer. And they don't even make a version for a Mac. I think there's a couple bootleg versions that they try to make for a Mac, work for a Mac, but like there's nothing in the App Store for a Mac that actually works from Apple that's for MetaTrader. One last thing before, almost out of time here. You learned a little bit about TradingView, or you will, in the academy. And let me share my browser again. And TradingView is just a free website. Let's see. Okay, TradingView is just a free website where we can all look at the same information for free at the same time, okay? And so I actually have a paid account for TradingView. But when you go to TradingView, this isn't the exact screen you're gonna get. You're gonna get a little different screen. I can't get to it right now, but you're gonna get the option to sign up for a free account. There's gonna be a bunch of ads on this.
Babe, we still see your screen. I'm not sure if we're supposed to still see your app on the 2992. There we go. Okay, now we're seeing a screen with candles, red and green candles.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I just went to tradingview.com. Okay, and you're gonna get, I'm logged in here and I have the pro version. You don't need to have a paid version. You might decide that you want some of the features later when you become more of an advanced trader, but you can come here for free, create a free account, and you'll be able to look at charts just like these. I have my favorite pairs over here that I like to look at. When you open up a chart, it's going to look like this. This isn't what your educator's charts look like. So you click full feature, and it's going to give you the chart with the candles and so forth. I have some different markings on here already I can delete. But you know, I encourage you to go to tradingview.com, create yourself an account, you know, maybe add it to your favorites on your browser. And then eventually you're gonna watch how the educators use TradingView. You're gonna see some tips and tricks that they use for it. You can find some trainings on TradingView in the academy. If you want some even more advanced things, of course, you can YouTube stuff, or you know, feel free to reach out to me. Running a little long here, I'm going to wrap it up. I know there might be some questions at the end, so I'm going to try to get to those. So, regardless, let's see if we can answer some questions.
Dan and Sally, you guys have a question. What's your question?
Hey, Jim, on the on taking pips, can you go back to your phone real quick?
Yes.
I noticed that when I sold, I bought and sold, but for some reason it stayed open and I had to go in and close it out. And I lost a bunch of money last week. I mean, in my demo account, fortunately. But as I'm looking at this on the on Bitcoin, where we just did that buy and that sell, where it says minus 7.52, is that my pip count right there?
Let me pull it up. So
I'm just trying to figure out how to do the pips right there. So, you know, if you go to your history.
yeah, just a minute. You guys see my phone screen still? Okay.
Yes.
So the history. So I mean, pip is a difference between you know, the price you got in at and the price you got out at. So
Exactly.
that here is a difference of 76 pips. So, but the reason that the trade was negative right out of the gate is because that's what's called the spread. And so, cryptocurrency has the biggest spread out of any anything you can trade. But if we just show you like a currency pair like Australian dollar, US dollar, you see here that the sell price is 7.7640 and a half. And the buy price is 0.7642.4. So there's almost exactly 2 pips difference between this and this. This digit here is where we count our pips at. And so it's about 1.9 pips difference.
We can't see what you're pointing at, babe.
Okay, I thought that.
We see your app.
See my screen.
No, we see your app.
Oh, you don't see my mouse?
There we go. Now we see it.
So this is the sell price, this is the buy price, and the difference between the two is about 2 pips from this digit to this digit. And that is the spread. That is where the broker makes its money. And so when I get into a trade, I'm automatically down 2 pips. So I need to gain 2 pips just to break even, which is why that other trade that I closed out was red. And so that's just the part of doing business with the broker is you're going to be negative 2 pips immediately when you open your trade.
Is that what you
Exactly.
meant, Dan?
Well, I was just looking for pip count. You know, you see people doing these pip counts, and I'm just want to know, how are they getting those numbers? I want to know, what am I looking for when I'm doing a pip count? Because sometimes, you know, when we're doing US 30, when we do US 30 in the mornings, sometimes we're in a buy and a sell 2 or 3 or 4 times during that 2 hours. And people are throwing in their pip counts. You know, I got 52, I got 61, you know, I got 81. Where are they getting those numbers? I'm a little bit lost there. Yeah.
So if this was US 30, it is. The US 30 is a pip is counted as a dollar. And for US 30, it's actually very simple. So if you went into a buy at 30,000 and you got out at 31,000 or at 30,010, that's 10 pips.
Correct. How do I see that on my phone? That's my question.
Well, sure.
Or do I just log it? When I buy, do I log it? When I sell it, do I log it? In other words, I've got a pip count log.
So I'll show you on my screen. I mean, you could log it. You know, I know definitely
Yeah.
Jay trades with a little notepad right next to him.
Yeah.
But
So
if
right
this was
there
US,
where it says,
if this was US 30 and it wasn't Bitcoin, and you're counting dollars, and if this was, this is negative 76 pips, 75 pips.
okay.
But if this was US 30 and let's say you actually made money and it was a win, you're just counting the difference in dollars from when you got in to when you got out. And you're looking at the history screen and you're just looking at these two numbers.
Okay. So my confusion was I was looking at the buy and the sell rather than just looking at those numbers right there. Thank you for clearing that up. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Does anybody else have a question? Unmute your phone if you want to ask Jim a question on trading.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me, Jim?
I
On
can
the
hear you.
on the scanners, I was having trouble logging into the Liberty, I think it was last night. Don't ask me why, but it finally started working. I actually cleared my history, so I was able to work after that. How can you switch between the currency pairs? If you go to Hourglass.
Or Hourglass?
Yeah, either one. These are all the same, I think. I just don't know how to switch between the pairs on there.
Okay, well, the trade ideas are on the right. So
Okay,
you
but
can
if you
only
just want to look,
access.
you
just
have
click
to
on
use
changes.
the trade. You have to use the trade ideas to switch.
Yes. So if you're
Okay.
not seeing the pair you want, that means this software is not putting out a trade idea for the
I
pair
see.
you want.
Okay, so you can't just scan that. You can't type in USD, JPY or whatever and change
No.
it yourself.
No.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of engineering and math that goes into creating
Okay.
these, and so they've made the effort to do it on a certain
Sure.
amount of currency pairs, but they can't
But
just do it for
When
every
you
pair-
click
every
on
pair.
one of those and it goes the dark blue, that switches it over, right?
Right, that's the one that you're
Okay.
looking at.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Does anyone else have a question? Unmute your microphone. All right, if no one has a question, going once, going twice. Jim, someone's asking the question that we get asked a lot. Do these educators have to be certified to teach in the academy, or how do they become educators?
They are not certified, and the academy does not want to position itself or appear as they are offering financial advice or they are a financial investment firm. They are strictly an education platform. And so they do not require that of their educators. And that's part of the reason, but they are very highly vetted. Every trader is a 6 or 7 figure trader, and their trading history is vetted and verified before they are allowed to be a trader. And then if they go through a trial period, a 3-month trial period, before they are officially put on as an official educator.
All right, anybody else?
Yeah, I have a question. So those suggested pairs on, I don't know where I saw it. Who puts those suggestions out there? The different educators?
It depends. Some of the suggestions are put out by actual humans. So like if you have the Swipecoin app for the DCX, there's actual people that will put out the trade ideas. But for like what we're looking at, what we've showed you here on the different software tools where there's trade ideas on the right, this is all done by algorithms and computer programming. Just by scanning the markets for certain behavior, it'll put out a trade idea.
Okay.
Jim, I
Okay.
have a question. Do you use
Sure.
just the exact same one demo account or one trading account for your life, or do you expand
Sure.
into more, or if I'm doing DeLorean and then I want to do something else?
Sure. So, I mean, for demo account, first of all, you can have as many demo accounts as you want. I actually I have multiple demo accounts over and over again. I even open them with different companies so that I can tell them apart. Otherwise, they all just say Hugo's Way Demo, and I don't know the difference. But if I ever want to just experiment, I'll open up my Hugo's Way Demo and play around with some stuff. If I'm trying to learn a brand new thing, so like I said, I've never done pivots, but if I decided I'm going to learn pivots, even though I've been trading for 6 months and I have 2 different live accounts, I'm going to open up a demo account again, and I'm going to try to learn pivots. But also when you're live trading, I mean, you don't need more than one account, but you can have more than one account if it suits you. So for me, I only had a live account with one broker, and then somebody talked to me about a different broker. I said, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and try out this new broker that this person's suggesting just to kind of see if I see a difference or if I like it. So I ended up with 2 brokers. So then I decided, okay, I'm going to do all my Forex trading with one broker and all of my cryptocurrency trading with the other broker. That way I can just kind of keep my results separate. But that was just my decision. I could certainly trade both those things out of one broker and don't need 2.
Is that a common thing to keep things more like easier to separate or less confusing or whatever?
I think it's just a matter of preference. I'm sure there's plenty of people that trade all kinds of things out of the same account, and then maybe people that are just a little bit more analytical and they want to keep things separate.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And when we're ready to go live, which is no time soon for me, how do you decide on the broker? Darla, I see you laughing.
Yeah, you know, you can reach out to me and I will kind of guide you through like some of the things that I looked for when I decided on a broker. But ultimately, you'll want to do your own research, and you know, you have the option of doing US based regulated brokers, which has definitely pros and cons. And then there's offshore unregulated brokers, which sounds kind of scary when you say unregulated, but really they don't have to jump through the hoops that the US regulatory bodies make them jump through. So that is attractive to some people. But you just do some research, look at the reviews. You know, are they open on the weekends so you can trade crypto? Are their spreads reasonable? And so forth. And, you know, those are some of the things you look at when you decide. But I can definitely get with you one-on-one when it comes to that time.
And the last question I have, which maybe Darla's going to cover this in her session, if we have people that are interested just in learning the trading, and the questions right now that people ask me, I have no idea, because I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just liking what I'm doing. And
I'm going to cover that.
Darla's going to do that? Okay.
Yeah, definitely that's where you want to involve, you know, somebody, a third party call credibility. But anybody else, if you have questions that we didn't answer or you didn't want to ask them here, you know, feel free to reach out. If you don't have my number, you can find me on Facebook and message me there. You can ask the question in the group. You can ask Darla for my number, or however you want, but I'll definitely get your questions answered. Anything else, Darla, before I close it?
Nope, you did awesome.
Jim,
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
Can
you
I ask
very
one
much.
quick question, Jim?
Yeah, hang on, babe. You got one more question.
One
Okay.
quick one. All the way back to the beginning, you said they have the FRX student fast start. Where do I find that?
Okay, do you have the welcome message from us?
Probably somewhere, yeah. That would have been would that have been a message? Like a messenger
I'm sorry,
type thing?
who is this? I can't see who it is.
Ed.
Oh, Ed. Ed, I'll send it to you again, and
Okay.
there'll be a link. There'll be a link there, and then that'll open up the 4 different ways to do fast start, and it'll be under the FRX fast start, and it'll be through Telegram, so you'll need to get Telegram to do it.
I do want to say one thing, Ed, I know the story here is that you got started the day before the new getting started thing came out. So this looks a little different to you than what you saw originally. And now that I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of you on here that probably are a little bit confused as to what you're looking about. If you by any chance missed this morning's training with Melanie, if you missed this morning's training with Melanie, you missed that over the last few days, they started a new training page. So the
Okay.
old place where you went, the old getting started text and the old text where we showed the presentation before is not the same.
That's probably,
Babe, if
Okay.
you could drop it
I
in
just
the
posted
chat.
the link here. I just posted the link in the chat.
Okay. Very good.
great.
Right, perfect.
Should do it. Thank you.
Okay, babe, you rock. It's my turn now.
All right, thank you. I'm out of
You want
here.
to introduce me? Just kidding.
Wait, Darla,
What? Yes.
Jim, I just want to tell you thank you because Justin has just tripled his real live account.
Ah!
Yay!
And I
Why
can't.
are we just hearing
enough.
about this now?
I know, sorry.
How old is Justin?
Oh, he's 18.
You guys, he's 18 years old, and Leah and her husband told their son, if you don't want to go to college, we will pay for you to learn how to trade and go to the academy school. More and more parents are doing this because kids are lost, you know, they just don't know what they want to be. And he loved to trade on like Robinhood and play with that kind of stuff. So it was perfect. More and more parents look for, actually, I'm going to get onto that into the end of my section. So
Thank you, Leah, for your comments
Yeah,
and your
Jim,
testimony.
and I'm going to be reaching out to you because he just talked to me yesterday about some stuff that he's got going in his head. So
excellent.
I'll
Okay,
share with you.
absolutely. All right. Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
I'm gonna, all right, so obviously you can tell that Jim and I are two completely different role models in this whole journey, and it's working out beautifully. I don't do or know, I know what a candle is. I mean, I don't even know what a candle is. I just know what it looks like. They have a thing with a little stick on the bottom, and I know that's a candle, but I don't know what it means. And that's as much as I know. And I want you guys to know that when I was watching Jim train, I was like, oh my God, how is anybody ever going to learn this? I was just so confused, and I was thinking of Boney and a lot of you people who just got on here over the past couple days. You're probably looking at that going, I am never going to learn that. And I want you to know, I promise you with everything in me, you're going to learn it. Even Sandy can vouch for it, and Michelle, that you're learning it out. And let me tell you, a week ago, I had to talk them off a ledge. Okay. So I promise you guys that you are going to learn it. Now, for those of you that are waiting to see how you do before you tell it to people, I want to really encourage you not to do that, because it doesn't matter if you make $1 million or not. They're not going to make $1 million if they don't engage and learn it. Their results is not your results, and vice versa. I want to encourage you guys to introduce it to people. Is there anybody in watching on here right now that is not in the team group chat? If you're not in the team group chat, drop a comment down below. And what I'm talking about is the Darla and Jim I Am chat on Facebook. If you're not in that, I want to make sure you get in that. So if you are in that and you've been in there for any amount of time, you've noticed that we have been pouring people in. Have you seen people pouring in? That was from one thing that I did. And that was take that new training that Melanie just did this past week, that she created the new getting started training from. That's what I was going to teach last night. I didn't know she was going to teach it this morning. When she taught it, I was like, oh, thank God, because that was phenomenal. I cannot encourage you guys enough to go in and do that boot camp. So it's already on the getting started steps. She's already added. It's on the Telegram, at the top of the Telegram. Now, I want to help you guys get promoted to P150 and then to P600. It takes 3 personals to get to P150. P150 is when you've got 3 personals, and that gets you paid $150 in residual income. Then once you've hit P150, that unlocks the compensation plan. And if you've got anybody else underneath you, then you'll see them. You won't see them before that. So some of you have got several people below you and you don't even know it, because you're still a customer. You don't become an IBO, which is an independent business owner, until after your second person, because you need 2 people as a customer in order to get your 2 for free. Okay? Does anybody have a question on that? You guys can interrupt me. I'm different than Jim. Interrupt me where you need to talk because I won't remember what I said once I move on to the next thought. Okay. I want to encourage you guys to learn to trade and learn to team build. You wouldn't be here if you weren't wanting to team build. And I love that some of you are couples and you're doing one like Bonnie and Carmen. Bonnie's trading, Carmen's team building. I want you guys on my calendar. If you guys are team building, I want to meet with you guys. I want to help you go over your list. Ask Sandy, ask Barbara, ask these people that I work closely with. They send me a screenshot. What do I say? And I help them with the answer. Julie, I've done it with you too. I help people to be able to learn how to correspond and communicate and how to pull people and move people through the process. To have somebody like us as an upline, meaning somebody that's in it, somebody that's versed, skilled, it's what they do, it's what they know. We want to help you. So you cannot assume that we're busy. Your preconceived opinion that you're bothering us is your preconceived opinion, not ours. Sandy will vouch for that. And don't think you're going to wake us up. Don't think it's the weekend. That doesn't exist in our world. Someone just joined. Is she on here? Yeah, she's on here. Annika just joined like an hour before the call. And she's all, tell me what times are the best time to talk to you. And I've told this to many of you 24/7, 365, because we have people in every time zone. Our phone works when we're working. I'm getting messages while I'm sitting here, but I don't tend to them till I'm ready to work. Just know that if you message us, I'll get back when I can. And please don't apologize. Don't start by saying, I hope I'm not bothering you. I hope this isn't too late. I'm sorry this is a bad time. I know that, don't do that. Those are all your perceptions. You guys got to lean on us. Sandy's experienced it. So I want to highly encourage. Go ahead, ask me a question.
I was just going to clarify that if you get 3 people, does it automatically put us into that where we can get a residual, or is that something that I thought Melanie said we had to pay extra?
Yes.
$15.
Okay, so everybody starts as a customer, and it's very important, you guys, that when you're signing someone up, that they only sign up as a customer. Don't have them add the IBO. So it's.
But Darla, the minute that we do that, we no longer get our subscription free. Is that correct?
Right. You start getting paid. You get paid instead. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So it switches from free to pay. Yeah. So it's kind of the same thing. Yeah. Okay. Any more questions on that? I can't even tell you how excited I am about this training that Melanie created, you guys. It's from what was taught in that She's Creating an Empire boot camp, define. That boot camp changed everything about me. Like we have, I think, 18 people now in the holding tank from just over the last couple days. Get people on the phone with me or Jim. If somebody has questions, I think, Michelle, you were saying you get people that ask all these questions or say all these things. If you answer one question, they're going to ask another, and they're going to ask another, and they're going to ask another, and another, and another, and another, and then they don't stop, and you run down rabbit trails. My favorite thing that I used to say when I got started is, I don't know the answer to anything, but hang on, because I want to learn. I'm going to get that answer. Hold on. And I didn't say, do you mind if I call my trainer? I didn't ask permission. I didn't say, are you free right now for a few minutes so we can talk to someone? I didn't say that. I said, that's a great question. I don't have the answer to it, but I want to get the answer to it. Hang on one second. And I would call on the phone to my trainer and I would say, hey, I'm sitting here with my friend. We just finished watching the presentation. She asked me a really great question that I would like to know the answer to. So-and-so, this is my friend, who's my trainer. They have all the answers. I don't have to know anything, but they're teaching me the ropes. He's amazing. So-and-so, this is my friend. She's awesome. Say hello. Hi. Hi. And, I would just lead people through that process and say, okay, ask your question. And then they would answer the question. And then they're going to go right through the 3 steps of the closing call. And at the end of it is when you say to your person, learn it like I am. Do it. Let's go to school. Let's go back to school and learn a trade skill. That's what I keep doing, is bringing it back to what it's about. It's learning a new trade skill. So tell me something, Michelle, that you've heard.
So, but the reality, Darla, is that you might be texting with this person,
I do that.
and you know, we need to be able to get that appointment with you. We need to be able to. We can't just.
That's fine. That's for the occasional situation when someone asks you a question. You
Okay.
will also get good at your own posture. You'll say, because I used to say it too, they have the most incredible training here. It's incredible. Once you get started, you're going to do exactly what I did. You're going to go through a training process that's going to teach you everything you need to know. Get it?
Right.
And you just tell people, because people want to be told what to do and they want to be led. They want to be told what to do and they want to be led.
So one of the questions I had was, what are you doing now? Is that day trading?
Uh-huh. And what do you say?
I said, hang on, let me ask Darla. I didn't really tell him that, but I did. I texted you and said, what do you say to that?
Yeah.
It's not day trading, but
No, it's not.
you know,
Yeah.
it's minute trading when you're on that US 30.
Right. Yeah. And, you know, and say, you know what? It's so much fun. I'm learning so much stuff I never knew before. Are you free to jump on a Zoom right now? Let me show it to you. You know, do stuff like that. Move people, lead people through the question, because they're not asking because they care. They're asking because they don't know what else to ask. That's all it is. It's like when people say, hey, Michelle, how you doing? They don't want to know how you're doing. The last thing they want is for you to tell them, well, actually, I'm not doing well. You know, they don't want you to tell, oh, God, I didn't want to know how she was really doing, you know, and that's just, it's just the way people are. So when people ask you a question, you don't really have to answer the question. You can answer with a question. I'm really good at answering questions with questions. Well, another thing you can do too is jump in a three-way chat and start a three-way chat. Sandy's done this a lot with me too, where you throw in a chat, hey, Darla, I met with my girlfriend today, or she was asking me a couple questions about the trading and I didn't have the answers and I would love the answers. And I know I can get them from you because you have all the answers, you know, but don't ask me a trading question, but you know, do stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good idea.
Mhm. But I highly recommend that you guys sit down and honestly make that list of 100 names. When you don't have a list written down, it gets really emotionally taxing on you because you're like, crap, I've already gone through 3 of my 5 people. You know, when you
I
have
have a list now, but what do you do? What's the script? What am I supposed to do with the list?
you got to go through. And so when you get on the Telegram and you click on that top pinned post that Jim showed you,
Yeah.
your scripts are right there. The whole thing is walked through right there. And I'm telling you, Michelle, it is so good. It is so good. You have to put in the time to learn these little things so that you can get good at what you do. And then get good is, you know, I'm so good at it now. I am so good at it. I can just flip through people. I can do 20 people in 20 minutes. And what I'm doing is forming them. I'm just doing. I made a post the other day that said, tell me hello. I don't see how many friends, you know, that post. I have hundreds of people on there and I have not even had a chance to go back to one because I'm still so busy grabbing all the other ones. So this guy, while we were on chat, made a comment on the post that I put for Jim. And his comment was, he said, it's lame that people want that instant gratification. Could have been good. Like, what does that mean? So I went into his messenger and I said, hey, Tim, did you crash and burn in trading? He's actually, no, I didn't. I said, I was confused by your comment. He said, I made 1 week of pay in 3 hours. I said, that's awesome. He said, yes, it is. I said, what did your comment mean? Because see, I want clarity. I want to know what the other person's thinking, not what my perception is of what they said. So then he said, it means it's a business. And then my video chat goes off and I had to send him to voicemail because I couldn't answer because I was on the Zoom. I said, I'm on a Zoom training now. I can't answer, but I'd love to talk with you. Are you free later tonight or tomorrow? He said, tomorrow would be best. I said, what time works for you? And we set a time. And that's what I do. I want people offline. I want to get them offline and I want to have a conversation with them. You know, Bonnie and Carmen just signed up last night. And Bonnie's story's great. I'm 40 something years old. I've been in construction my whole life. Construction's dried up right now. My body's not getting any younger. I've got a house full of children I need to care for. I have to do something different. That's his story. I have to do something different. I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to learn a new trade. That's a great post. My friend posted it yesterday and she's got 13 appointments from it. She said, well, it's official, ... I'm going back to school to learn a new trade. And that's all she put. Well, it's official. I'm going back to school. I'm learning a new trade. And then people start messaging you. What's the trade? What's the trade? You know? And she went to the back door of these people to talk to them. I'm going to learn how to trade in the open markets, you know, and all the scripting is in there in Melanie's thing, but it led to conversations and she screenshotted me. I helped her with the answer, screenshot, help with the answer, screenshot, you know, and helped her to learn how to have these conversations because that's all they are is conversations. That's all they are. I'm going to drop the new getting started text and I want you guys to put this in your phone on a notepad. And
is that the one that's in our team group,
yes, Yes. Every
okay,
time
perfect.
somebody gets started, you drop this new getting started team text or welcome
Right.
text because this
Right.
has all the stuff that she just finished.
But my question is, Michelle had talked about what's the script? Where's the script? Like now that we have this new platform,
Mhm.
I can't remember where to go for the new script.
When you click on where it says new partner orientation, can you guys see this?
Yes.
Okay, so it says, here's the welcome to the team. Here are your next steps. Go to our new partner orientation. So right here, you click here, okay? So see, Leah, then I click on that and it says new referral partner fast start.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's really great, you guys.
It's so phenomenal.
Let me tell you, when Melanie did that, I was like, we don't
Blown.
even have to think. We don't have to think. All
Yeah.
we have to do is plug people into that training and don't try and reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
crazy good.
And then get on my calendar. You guys know I have a calendar. You can get on it anytime if you need to talk about people, strategy, tech, you know, whatever. I am here to help you guys team build. I want every single person on here to get there to get P600 and get P1000. If you guys can get P1000, you guys, it'll change your life. I'm not kidding you. It'll change
It's
your life.
not if for me, it's when.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to.
But you got to get it. You know how you were afraid to go start on your trading app? You were afraid to even work in a demo account. You guys were afraid. I'm afraid. It's the same thing here with inviting. But the minute now, for all of you that were afraid, are you still afraid? No,
It wasn't that I was afraid. I wasn't afraid to trade. I wasn't. I was all about it.
Well, most people are afraid to do that first trade. Even Jim was afraid to do his first trade. It's the same thing here with the inviting because people are going to join you at all different stages of your game. The person who you told yesterday who said, wait and let me see how you're doing is going to join you in 3 months. But you got to get going, right? You got to get these seeds planted and get these exposures done.
Yeah.
But watch that training. I'm telling you, go to the new referral partner fast start training. That was all I was going to do last night was go over that whole thing. And when she did it, I was like, oh my God, I love you. Oh my God.
Yes.
It was so
That was
good.
phenomenal.
Yep. Okay. All right, you guys. I love you guys. Let's do it. I want you guys to go all do that training and watch Melanie's getting started training and go through the prospecting to get your 2 for free. Once you get your 2 for free, it changes everything.